But yeah, we'll go up to Upton brand and do that. That's
Good afternoon, everyone. I'll be kicking us off today. Samantha, Act Secretary in the Department of Transportation. I'll walk you through MDOT presentation to you all. Thank you so much for being here today to talk about Maryland Department of Transportation CDP. I would just ask all presenters make sure to have mics on presenting and turn them on prompt thereafter to just help those who are attending online. We'll go ahead and jump right in if it is all right. I have 3 members of the MDOT team with me today. They each introduce themselves along with some updates according to their mode. And our goal today is to keep our presentation informative but concise because we really want to allow a time for feedback, conversation. That is what we are here. The most important part of these meetings is the ability to learn and hear from all about how things are going here in Prince George County. Before diving in too much to the actual program, I want to it's the ongoing federal government shutdown and the impact we know is on Maryland families. Governor Moore is taking action to support and protect all Marylanders affected to lapse federal funding. Last month, Governor announced that anyone with a federal ID can read MDA's marketing and can be system free during the government shutdown. We are also ensuring everyone is aware of protection of federal workers and federal programs and that they'll continue for as long as possible. All these resources are available on the governor's website, governor.maryland.gov. At transportation, we're seeing a limited direct impact, which includes decreased transit ridership from the DC region. But for now, we are continuing to operate as usual, and we always work to protect Marylanders, our projects, our investments. To turn to our meeting for this summer at ACO, thank you so much for those of you present, take some time visiting with us, talking about the opportunities to partner and accomplish any shared goals. Unsurprisingly, at the meeting, we talked a lot about our efforts to arrest litter here in Prince George County, and in support of the executive district elevate the highway industry and the public and transportation staff, an agreement for statewide to support pickup efforts on state roads, coordinating our own Operation Clean Sweep and other initiatives. I am sure the administrator and his team can talk in detail about those efforts, and we just appreciate the ability to partner with everyone here. Our draft TPM is utilizing every dollar, making strategic investments more administration's transportation priority. Broadly, these priorities are enhancing safety, addressing native repair, and driving economic growth across the state. Draft CT is an exciting follow-up, very productive legislative session. I want to thank our General Assembly partners. Through Governor Moore's leadership and the support of the General Assembly, the department was able to secure about $400 million in additional transportation revenue every year. With the additional dollars, the department is stretching the funding, combining and matching it with federal resources and finance options to turn $400 million to approximately $700 million in annual transportation funding. Without these additional resources, that was seen sustained and been cut to our program. I'm happy to report that that's not necessary. Instead, we have a draft CT that includes best in Prince George County and all across Maryland. Get more into the details of the CT. Our balanced year capital budget is approximately $21.5 billion, and this is an increase of about $300 million compared to last year's final CP. These additional dollars are being used to take significant action, further maintain our system, getting good working order to ensure that millions of Marylanders get where they need to safely and reliably. Some local highlights include advancing transit support developments of the state, enhancing the safety for those who walk, bike, go for pedestrian safety action plan project here in Prince George County. We're all funding $230,000 through a grant for a full-time safe route school coordinator and continued construction effort along the pole line. The draft also keeps high user revenue at the current fund level through fiscal year 2027. Before being out, I do want to take out to highlight how MDOT is serious about safety, and it's reflected in our draft CP. Continue to push forward, expedite progress to sharp bend the curve on fatality and serious injury across Maryland, working to lead the way, deliver these bold policy changes, and the projects are needed to really drive these safe outcomes. So appreciate the partnership, everyone here in this moment. I'd encourage you and your team to continue to partner with us on this effort. Now turns over to the M team, our brief local updates. We'll start today with the Maryland Transit Administration with Administrator Ellie Ard.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Jerry, and so great to see everyone here in Prince County today. For the record, my name is Holly Arnold, Administrator of the Maryland Transit Administration. And as Secretary, the prioritization of transit in the Mueller administration's budget ensures a great future for transit here at the state and Prince George County. This year, FCP enables MD to make needed investments, strengthen and preserve transit system. Correction of the Blue Line advancing. The project is now over 82% complete, 65% of track laid overall, and here in Prince George County, we have 100% of the track laid. All to one station under construction with overall station correction at 74%, and we're on track to receive all of the vehicles this year. The Purple Small Business Grant Program, which is administered by DOT, is currently accepting applications through November 7th for third round funding. Since launch earlier this in February, the program has awarded more than 1.5 million to 140 small businesses along the line and will into a total of 4 million over the 2 years. In addition to the program, MT is working closely with our county partner in the plan and environmental linkage study for the Southern Limited Transit Project. This study will be used to collaboratively make a critical project decisions, as well as only help to accelerate the time it takes to complete the required National Environmental Policy Act NEPA process. In addition to expansions, the CP does dedicate resources designed to enhance projects on our mark system, including the pandemic connector and the silvering track. These projects will improve system reliability, flexibility, and position for jurisdiction opportunities. For serious safety, we continue to prioritize investments that support safe, secure, and resilient transit network. We recently launched our Rules of Ride, a code of conduct that sets clear expectations about acceptable behavior when using the system. This helps protect both riders, our employees, share operators, and conductors, and reinforces our commitment to safe and affordable for everyone. Effective October 1st, try to violate the code, bannable offenses, and face permanent temporary suspension of the system. Lastly, today is proud to Prince George County providing $15.7 million in grants to support local transit operation, including ride sharing and bus places. Thank you for your time. I'm now turning over to Jonathan with Washington Transit Office.
Thank you, Holly. I'm Jonathan Rogers, Director of Washington Area Transit Office, which oversees the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority, or WATA, or MDOT, also coordinates on transit issues with Prince George's and Emory counties. MDOT is a major funder of WATA on behalf of Prince George's County. Programmed into MDOT's 6-year plan is more than $2.2 billion for WATA capital program. Funding continues to support the WATA system safety and reliability, also planning transit-oriented development on Maryland Metro rail stations. MDOT, along with county representatives, have been participating in DMV moves, a regional effort to identify additional long-term capital funding, as well as policy to promote greater consistency and efficiency amongst regions' various transportation providers. Collaborated with affected agencies, including the Department of Public Works and Transportation, to evaluate the DMV's recommendation in advance of votes on that. With that, I will pause and turn things over to Administrator Rines with the Highway Administration.
Well, thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm Will Pine, Maryland State Highway Administrator. I'm joined today by our District Engineer, Eric Gunn. And I also wanted to take a moment to thank Director Johnson for the fantastic partnership that we have here in Prince George County. We have a close working relationship with his team, and I appreciate the collaboration that we had on the line activity efforts. I echo the Secretary's emphasis on safety. It is our top priority at the department, and we're serious about it. We have 4 pedestrian safety action projects here in Prince George County. Construction has started in July on our first PSAP corridor, the $15 million Maryland 50 project spanning county line from University Boulevard to Pepper Mill Road. The other 3 corridors, Maryland 410 from West Road to Queens Chapel Road, Maryland 201 from 52nd Avenue to Good Luck Road, and Maryland 214 from Southern Avenue to Ritchie Road. And these all areas designed just for remain 3. We'll have public meetings in the year on Maryland 201 and Maryland 214 to show concepts and get additional community feedback. This past year in Prince George County, we also had resurfacing efforts that included areas connecting the line work, Maryland 410, including the USD ramp, and University Boulevard for Delphi to the county line. Crosswalks included will improve safety and visibility for pedestrians. We also resurfaced a section of Maryland 214 from Hand Park Boulevard to Maryland 202, and we're advancing several large projects in the county as well. The $269 million interchange at Maryland 4 and Suitland Parkway, one of the largest highway projects in the state. If you haven't out there see it recently, hopefully you'll start to see the large port structure take shape and do it anticipate the project to be completed in 2020. Started work this fall, a $9.2 million roundabout at Maryland 223 and Laurel Park Road. We're continuing the preliminary engineering on Maryland 10, Paul Livingston Road, and Old Ford Road interchange. We appreciate county contribution $1 million towards the engineering of this project. Also, 210, we hosted a public meeting in Exon Hill last month to get feedback on the first phase of the Maryland 210 pedestrian and bicycle connectivity project from Beltway to Henson Trail. As you know, we received a federal bill grant to fund the phase through construction for the Beltway and Medical Center Drive interchange in Largo. The recent NEPA approval of our selected alternative, a Virgin Diamond interchange, allowed us to continue design work, and of course, with the request feature changes, we were out with the county. The CTP also includes engineering for the second and third phases of S1 improvements in College Park, starting in 2027, which coincides with federal authorization for that project. Finally, the county is also receiving a transportation alternative grant for $231,000 to help a safe route schools coordination position. Also, the city of Hyattsville will get $64,000, and the city of Laurel will receive $200,000, and the town of Cheverly will receive $508,000. All grants from the M-Lafier Bikeway program for various projects in the jurisdictions. Eric and I are also happy to answer any questions after the conclusion of our Holly remarks. I'll now turn it over to Melissa Williams with Maryland Transportation Authority.
Thanks, Will.
Afternoon. For record, my name is Melissa Williams, the Director of Planning and Program Development at Maryland Transportation Authority. The GTA has worked closely with HA to implement speed cameras on the IC Maryland 200. We expect RFP to be posted in early 2026, and based on the schedule, we anticipate cameras to be operational in 2027. In 2025, GTA police officers assigned the IC detachment have moved nearly 100 impaired drivers and wanted fugitives Maryland roadways. Crashes in the IC continue to increase, consistent with data from 2024. The MTAs continue to strengthen relationships with law enforcement and community partners by partnering in outreach and traffic safety initiatives around the region. In addition, police traffic safety initiatives are planned to the end of the year and to the big holiday travel season. Thank you for your time, and I'll now hand over to Motor Vehicle Administration, Administrator Nice.
Thank you so much for the work, Supervisor, Vehicle Minister, and a pleasure to be with you again. To report that MD's average wait time at our Beltsville Largo branch offices continues to be 5 minutes for the second year in a row. Really proud of our employees for our customer efficiency, accessibility for all Marylanders. We continue to encourage customers to sign up for my MDA account that unlocks over 6 different transactions online. But in need to come, we want to make sure that we can take advantage of our one-stop shop government service. That includes other services such as Easy Pass at our Belt Service Center and the ability to purchase certificates, as well as death certificate that might be needed for the vehicle transactions, our Largo branch. Outreach team are also active in the community, providing critical services and partnering with our local organizations, such as the Department of Housing and Community Development and the Medical Behavioral Health Clinic, and ensures that each group receives the entry ID card services they need. We're also, along with the Secretary and the leaders of the department, committed to Vision Zero and Save Lives on our roadway. Last year, unfortunately, lost 101 individuals right here in Prince George's County. So far this year, there are 85 fatalities. They're not just numbers or treasure numbers the community that are lost to us. And so we're glad to see the decrease. We know it's not acceptable. More work to do. In that vein, we recently announced more than $12 million in highway speed grant funding goes to organizations directly in state and law enforcement for RIM funding, but also some of our safety partners. In particular, really, I commend Prince George's County for your work on your Vision Zero plan. You've been up and really a leader in the effort. We are in the process of updating our statewide street highway street plan, so that we complete in January, and we'll certainly work with locals as we move to continue to up yours and to keep that relevant and current. So thank you for your time today, and I'll now turn it over to the Maryland Aviation Administration.
Thank you so much, Craig. My name is Jeanette Griffin, Executive Director and CEO of the Maryland Aviation Administration, and proud to be with you all today in my home county. So glad to be here. The Maryland Aviation System plays a crucial role in supporting travel, tourism, commerce, and jobs. BWI Field Marshall Airport serves as a major aviation resource and an economic engine for development. With an economic impact of $11.3 billion, BWI Marshall generates and sustains more than 107,000 jobs throughout the region. Looking ahead, BWI Marshall's AB Connector and bag handling system is the largest improvement project in Airport Street will complete this fiscal year. We turn much of our attention to capital projects to help modernize facilities, enhance safety and security, and improve the overall passenger experience. Throughout the state, our 33 public general aviation and scheduled commuter service airports create and support jobs, connecting residents and businesses to the global economy. The MA statewide aviation grants program primarily advances safety projects related to runway, taxiway, apron needs of the public airports. MA intends to administer $3 million fund during fiscal year 2026 regional airports across Maryland. Thank you for your time today. Now I'll talk back to Acting Secretary.
Thank you so much. Chair, we turn over to this point, include a formal presentation. Any questions, council? And I have the public comment list here. Thank you guys through. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you to your entire team. On behalf of Prince George's County, I want to thank you, Madam Secretary, and to your governor, who's a great friend of Prince George's County. We don't take his friendship and concept lightly. We enjoy a very positive relationship with the Moreler administration. On behalf of our county executive, Aisha Brable, you all have a cabinet meeting here this week, and some of these very topics we discuss. And so, thank you so much for being here. And that we'll start with Councilmember Olson, who chairs our Transportation Committee.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Secretary, for being here, all your administrators and all your team. I wanted to first, Mr. Chair, thank the Maryland Department of Transportation for your strong support of the county with regards to VDOT outside Express Lanes project at the PP and Visual 2050. That one thing really took partnership between state and county and our regional partners. I thought about Joe Andrew here. I want to thank him publicly as well. We took the acts in the room, our political leadership and your team. I know there are elections today in Virginia, and I hope that our governor, when he has an opportunity to speak with new governor, will be discussing that as well, make sure that they understand building something, attend builds thing in Prince George's County and Maryland when the Virginia project is not is the way we about it. So there's such more we can discuss on that, but the way it was presented and the way it tried to forward with lanes, not the way that Prince George's County wanted to thank you for that. We want to transit fear. We make sure everything's studied in our local roads, our local communities. And I know all of us would share that view, the whole council and executive. Also, just say a few other things, and I'll turn it over to colleague. But the PSAP program, it was a fantastic program. Getting a lot of impact from that. I know we all, as those are built, and that saving lives will save lives. And I know that regard to getting people in from transit and work and school and the Purple Line, these projects are going to be critical. Make sure that we have that infrastructure in place. And I also want to thank you for your focus on transit development. I know a lot going on throughout the county. I know we have even seen, and I appreciate all that effort. We need to work hand in hand, continue working in hand on the economic development opportunities for translation. And I appreciate that as well. So thank you for being here and always being in your team. Always us whenever we reach out. You're there. So thank you.
Councilor Gay.
Thank you so much for this presentation. I'm going to ask about 14. I want to ask about increase for vehicle registrations. We have received, I don't know other offices, but my office received a lot of complaints from residents about the idea of the doubling of vehicle registration. I want to know, do you have any report of that? Because what we don't want to do is make it hard for people to use their vehicle. We had a lot of concerns of people recently. I know the new fees have been imminent, but you know that if we have people who could not renew their license or vehicle registration because of funding. And then do we have anything, or are you all thinking in place for those who hardship? Because concern I have is with residents who use a vehicle to drive around to get to work that might have $300 to renew license and all stuff. So I just want to make sure we're thinking about our family, especially at a time where we're going to have furloughs, layoffs, things like that.
Yeah, thank you so much for the question. Certainly with the registration fee changes, and we know that these are critical to many of the projects that we're talking about today in terms of from transit to roadways or business tunnels, but recognize that it has impact, especially during different economic times. So try to be as helpful as possible when implementing them. So we've done several things. First of all, you can get a 1-year registration renewal, having come to a branch office. And prior year, you would have come make a personal request to be able to get a 1-year renewal, so that would your fee obviously in half, so you don't have to pay it all once. In addition to, for the first time ever, offering payment plans. You choose 1-year renewal, you can actually do it in 6-month increments. So essentially, it's a little more than that as you pay the MS charge. It is collected as part of the vehicle registration upfront, and we'll send you a notice that's month period that can hit your registration too, but you'll get 1-year sticker to continue driving vehicles. So we're definitely trying to our customers aware that there's multiple options and to take advantage of what option you want. Now we actually have that payment plan on a 1-year or 2-year or even a 3-year for some customers who are leasing vehicles. They're actually going that rent payment that they're making right at the dealership. So again, there can be a way possibly to do longer term registration in that case.
And we do have something that lets people know this when they're any, because I know people complain about this. I don't know, they know that they're paying options. Do we have that aside so that people understand that they are relief?
We do. So it's only available through our registration notices. There's information as well as information on the website about different plans. Certainly in their offices, even if you go to a kiosk, you can do a plan. The kiosk, you just have to log in with your IMB account. So we can do the notices without having to incur additional costs. But you can look ways. We can certainly send you the educational message if you'd like to share it with your constituents. We'll have to help the word there.
Okay, if you all share that office, we'd like to sub out. And I just want to make sure that for the two, you say will be 214, meaning 214 is a major of my district. I would be notified. You all have, please.
Absolutely. We're happy to do that. We did, so 240 piece project runs from Southern Avenue to Ridge Road. We had the first workshop in January 2025. Have another coming in the new year, kind of to feedback that we heard from the first round public comment. Really what concepts are going, and our plan is to have that starting construction in summer of 2028. So happy to include you in when we have that, and you have project goal page for that project that has regular update on it as well.
Okay, I will say, I know Councilman Watson would agree with me, real. The congestion has grown. We do know some of the developers have brought projects that they're gonna have upgrades such a branch, but reality is that with the new developments coming on 3-1 is, one of our main thoroughfares in the county, and also congestion.
Councilor Harris.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I want to thank you, Madam Secretary, for you and leadership team before our audit day and giving a presentation. So I want to thank each and every one of you for your service to the citizens of Maryland and Georgia County. My question actually is going to piggyback off Councilmember Gay when we talk about how communities are growing from an infrastructure state. Has the state looked at any public-private partnerships, or is there in any other counties that are doing some things to kind of solve not only the load on the local jurisdiction, but the state as well? In a form of a P3 model. Have you seen anything like that? Because the reason why I'm asking that is the council government call estimated by the 2030 that the region is short 330,000 housing units. So in the region. So if you multiply that by transportation cars, what does that look like over the next 20 years? And so I was wondering if the state had looked at any processes of P3 model. We know P3 works, but just goals, I don't know if that is the correct answer that we want to see. So have we looked at any other innovative solutions to kind of either expand or redesign or cut off the road or things of that nature?
Thanks for the question. I think, short answer is yes, absolutely. And I'm sure your question is music to these few staffers here today whose entire portfolio is to look at innovative ways to take the resources we have available and kind of package those different strategies to bring forward infrastructure solutions, also to bring other creative partnerships. Have our Assistant Secretary for Transportation Investments, John Hart's here today, and Mark Comer, member of our team, who really literally pulled a national expert in the E3 innovation space to looking where we have opportunity is really across the entire department. I know you referenced tolling as one element that's been considered as part of public-private partnerships in the past, and I think there's been a lot of lessons learned both in previous look at a public partnership for highway solution. We also have the purple line, which is currently being rated as a public-private partnership. I think there's a lot to learn there, that one as well. But to your point, all of these public-private partnerships end up looking a little differently. What we should do, figure out we're the right ones to match up with the problem that we have in front of us, and how do we do so in a way that brings in that private equity way that's a real source to the state while managing and risks to the state as well. Because we know all we're to move forward with a public partnership of the scale and magnitude of some of the program in the future. There's going to be a lot of questions that are asked, and we'll be able to answer them adequately and make sure that we are evaluating any risk associated with them. But I think to your point, there's a lot of opportunity there as well. It's definitely an area they're going to be looking at in the years to come.
Piggyback on that response. I mean, I truly believe across the world in other countries, they're doing certain things that we might not be looking at. So really taking a deeper dive about transportation modes and plans across the world would probably be very helpful for all of us. I don't know what the wrong read is.
No, I love the idea. And let me take that back to team and see, we could be even forward council is all what we think. So kind of our thinking is that we see opportunity areas honestly in the world of transportation development. And that is all an opportunity area that had real public-private partnership opportunities as well. So we want to make sure that we're thinking through each and every one of the unfunded and aspirational needs with those sort of innovative finance tools at the forefront.
The reason, last Mr. The reason why I'm saying that is for the wit ends with taxes. Like it's we can't afford it, right? And the backlog infrastructure improvements, if that was put be from the taxpayers, I think generation after generation after generation after generation could dig themselves out of backlog of infrastructure. So just moving towards innovation seems to be a logical solution of how we approach that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Hawkins.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you for convening this very important meeting. And Secretary Little, thank you and team's presence. Kind of along the same line, Councilmember Harrison. Residents in southern Prince George's County and our neighbors in southern Maryland deals even on the weekend with high congestion and even the long commutes. My question to you, is there an opportunity at the meeting for you to share with the timeline for completion of Southern Maryland Rapid Transit Study? Thank you, Mr. Chair.
No, absolutely. And I'm sure it's no surprise that SRT was a large topic of conversation at this we convened with Charles County as well. And so I asked Administrator Arnold to provide us an update on where we are right now with the forward like for the question.
Thank you for the question. Yes, we're excited to partner with Georges and Charles County on the study. We anticipate that the planning and environmental logistics study, which is kind of first step, we finish in spring 2026, and then we'll all work together on the next episode to get through the process. We do have full funds planning and the commitment from you to make that.
Thank you, Councilor Adams-Ford.
Thank you so much. And I also wanted to know, I don't know if she was already on, but our delegate, Derek and Nicole Williams is here right now, so I just wanted to share that you've seen it well. Thank you again, Madam Secretary, for being here with your team. And I have a question. But first, I wanted to thank for your effort around pedestrian safety. As you know, in Georges County, you have a significant amount of fatalities around our lack of sidewalks in the areas, and I think it's certainly an issue we've all faced in terms of a challenge, specifically for young people on their entrance, getting to and from school. I wanted to ask a question in regards to prioritization. So I know that we talked a bit about some fund that will be going to the township. Thank you much at fund, but I want to know if you speak also to the improvements that we were trying to make along the Columbia Park corridor as a state control, and it have a very big interest in there. And then lastly, with all happening, one thing that I think is unique in some of Maryland is that our NE programs are all run through our MDOT, and it's, in my opinion, the best system for folks to their certifications and allow people to certify in several different categories at once, and it's very easy to use, and it has reciprocity in so many other places. So just kudos again for the system. But all that happened national with a program, many small businesses and women businesses and minority-owned businesses are feeling scared about the possibility that could happen or there be a reaction. And I just know if you could talk a bit about the program and what the future of the program and certification process here. And thank you.
Absolutely. I will turn things over to Mr. Hines and Mr. Gunn to talk a little bit about the specific quarters that you brought up, but absolutely try to address pedestrian safety needs at our front across the state, especially here. We know that there have significant challenges. We really do appreciate the partnership with Director Johnson, with Director Olugbe, working together partnerships that allowed us to identify really what pipeline is, where those needs are, and so given the additional resources, the pedestrian safety action plan products and other sources deployed, register office, I really feel we are making significant progress in the areas. Thank you so much for highlighting the BE program and imports to the state of Maryland and to all the small businesses are participating. One update that as of October 1st, the ME program is, it did actually migrate, was done to legislation speak last year to the Department of Social and Economic Mobility. So same team still working, but they definitely have a new agency they're a part of. Also brings together a couple other state agencies with that same with a lot of the same goals, and we are supporting them through that transition. And also, especially given the news that came from the SDOT with the final rule affecting DBE program, we are working hand in hand in partnership with all of the entities who were previously in the DBE or ACBE program to work on a recertification process from given the final rule that came out just a few weeks ago.
Yes, if we perhaps do account, we have many contractors in our county that are working at state and federal level. I think that type of technical assistance is something we sorely need right now. So we do some type of thing for here business owners here that be great. And additionally, will that affect people that are airport vendors because it's moving out of Department of Transportation?
So all of the certification processes will work, and our office will still work on applying outreach associated with it. It's just the initial certification office has moved over to the new department. But to point on source technical assistant, MDOT is working hand in hand and is practically look to bring forward through an expedited document at the public tomorrow, actually, the deployment of additional resources to assist with this certification process. Because no, we have 9,000 DBs in Maryland, the largest program in the country, and we need to make sure those businesses are able to continue to take advantage of opportunity and to thrive. Additionally, the department is hosting along with governor's office and other key state agencies a small business summit that will be next Tuesday, and we have, I believe, Secretary Gaines and over 800 registrants. Our team doing a fantastic job of bringing together both the community and resources for that community. So make sure that council has information on that. I assure you that there are definitely good businesses here in Sussex County taking advantage of that. We're doing absolutely everything that we can to support business through what has definitely been a challenging time. So thank you so much for bringing that to the attention of this body and anybody watching today, because it's certainly forefront of our concerns. But that I went over. Did you point on ACP?
Yeah, I just wanted to address your question about the report specifically. So we are being very diligent to make sure that all folks in our ACD program and DB partners are taken care of. We're trying to give that training and understanding what this program is like, the possibility it would like going in the future. It's very critical for us, and right, a lot of them are very concerned about what's next. So again, working with the department and working with other airports and agencies across the country, trying to determine what will look like, how they'll be engaged. We have talked with a lot of firms, though, to make sure that no one is disrupted in the work that they do. They're still being paid. All of those elements are happening or any at the airports. Just wanted to address that specifically. Thank you for the question.
Thank you so much. Thanks over to Chairman. And all right, Derek, terrific.
I probably should take the one because local interest. No, through council member for Maryland 449 Clear Park question. It's an important project community, and the way it is funded and the current design and that scope work includes is a restructured metro. So actually, metro, we're going to do work with a bridge, work within this process to make sure we have lanes going. I'm going to call it. I'll just go towards Shelley, lack of actual sighting. But and then do some work to some RFBs, pedestrian beacons a little further down. So it's a project. So the step in terms of working with law enforcement, DPD&D leadership, the state highway to come up with a work plan for that corridor. Now it's a design. We're looking at the end of 26, early 27 design and get that advertised. But if that changes, we'll be out doing others about any sketch changes.
Thank you, Councilor Ivy.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you all for being here today. Thank you, Dick Gunn, because your group has been instrumental in coming up with the plan to make 202 down to these costs safer. And some of those people in hundreds of fatalities are in the stretch, having in that stretch. And any event, really glad that there's been progress made. Always so slow them by. In fact, in the Columbia Park road they were just talking about, many years. I was elected in 2006, and so many people have worked on that project, and even though it's still several years away from being completed, I'm glad the progress is being made. I am on ZVIC, the Zero Emission Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Council, the mayor representative. And these days, when so many things are going on, it's hard to focus on these. But I'm concerned because we got $63 million from the feds for put more infrastructure for EVs, but that might not going to replicate it again in the next several years until we get into administration in, because there's just not the desire of this president to continue focusing that, which is very concerning. And since that's the bulk of the money for the project, is there anything that we can expect to get over the next few years for charging?
So while the federal administration did pause on that funding, and it did prevent us from being on our original schedule for our second round funding through the new program, we were able to, through some coalition act with other states, move forward there. So did just announce this week's additional grants are making to pull down and award projects. We'll get more of the more implementation into the work. Our first round is well in implementation. We celebrated a charge cycle on board external in just a few weeks ago. But your point, I think there will be some limited opportunities at the federal level for the next few years, but we want to make sure we're doing everything we we can. The funds were allocated and appropriated through the initial bill, and I think there's a lot that we can also be doing on the state side. It is definitely of the administration. We being as an infrastructure cabinet, we're talking about what we need doing on ourselves as a state agency through the energy administration as well. Trying to think creatively. We don't have a partner on the federal side. Can we be doing working with private industry and other? We know in order to encourage more transition to electric vehicles, we get folks through that range anxiety. So there's the question of expanding network of charging and also working to make sure the charging network we have out there now is being operated and maintained in a way that's reliable. And that's what other challenge areas we're working through. Any administration you to add there?
Just other points, echoing everything the Secretary said on the NEVI side. Also, we are within the department collaborating with Department of General Services to install EV charging for stately. And policy, in certain instances, does open up some of the charging to the public, depending on if it's behind closed gates and different things like that. Additionally, we're seeking partnerships with some of the other Maryland agencies like MEA. We have a lot of parking rides that we own across state, and we have potential opportunities to expand EV charging work on those park rides. So those still in the exploration phase. We are seeking state funding in addition to federal funds where there might be opportunities to expand the network.
So much.
Councilmember Ritter.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Madam Secretary, for your leadership and for our Governor and Lieutenant Governor's leadership. I wanted to take us to the continuous construction program you all put together to us. And and I want to thank Mr. Governor for his amazing work. In years, I feel. And I just thank public for all that you do for my district and the whole county. I really appreciate the on P5, the access for 410 on West Highway within my district, and the improvement in the pedestrian improvement really need to be there. My questions are also Riggs Road. Riggs Road is between really for me and Councilmember Genoa, share Riggs Road. You know, our residents are. Yes, our residents been walking Riggs Road without any sidewalk for years, and you look at the Purvine site is going to intersect. You really also need Riggs Road to be a part of that. I mean, I've walked it, knocked on doors, I've been to the street, I've been outside of the hill, I've been just everywhere. So I wanted to know a little bit more about like why only this section or test picked. Also, I haven't seen Riggs Road addressed in any of this, and it's just a vital part. No, remember, I also know in that how important Riggs is, and really are just taking their lives in their hand every day, walking down the road, and I don't understand what is in priority list getting done.
So a couple things, Mayor Ford, how would PSAP selected? We're, as per our federal requirements through Code of Federal Regulations, we have to do this vulnerable roads or safe assessment and identify the highest risk corridors, break them into segments to evaluate the higher state. And a lot of it is driven by the just numbers, how many serious injury and fatal crashes have occurred with those segments. There are other measures in there, like transit activity, stops, those types of things help drive occasions. When we picked the first round 410, I went to the laundry list pair of all the locations in the county. We've got 214, 201, 650. A bunch of them that are in the pedestrian safety action plan. We will certainly look at Riggs for potential inclusion as a come PSAP opportunity. We're going through the list right now to see what we can on. Our goal is to every year to move from planning design straight into construction for the next round, so that these just instant pipeline of projects that are focused on safety improvement, quick delivery, not streetscapes, not beautification, but targeted safe count measures help get numbers down and fatalities as quickly as possible. On Riggs, separate from the minors list that you were looking at in the CP, we also have in our preservation program Fund 79 for sidewalks. There are small segments of Riggs that have been identified for sidewalk improvement that are included in that. Design is in there and underway for some DA upgrades as well. So we have a little in the works. Darren, I don't know if you want to add anything on Riggs specifically.
No, thank you, Minister Pines. To the point, we'll continue to look for opportunities for Riggs. There are some smaller cement projects that are going forward, more on the margin, closer to Merrimack and south, closer to Pelham. But through the Meritus point, look at potential SAP or other mechanisms to move along Riggs.
Mr. Chair, can I have a full comment?
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. I want to flag that Riggs intersect, with University Boulevard, University Boulevard, exactly where the lines go. So please, if there's any improvement, if you're going to walk Purple stops, we're all investing in it. The council members are saying, you should at least on the Riggs Road leading you to University Boulevard, like intersection. I think support. I will say I do understand you all have to look at some kind of to evaluate the demand of the state, pick things. But I think Prince's County being number one in pedestrian fatality, it's really hard for I think any council member and for the residents here. Well, numbers of fatality and the number of injuries is going to determine where we always invest. We don't want any more fatalities. We don't want any more injuries and prayers. I mean, I think can't speak to the hours council member all not put into pedestrian safety, and it's hard for me to hear like, well, you need more pedestrian death on Riggs Road in order to make Riggs Road your priority, especially in a community that is absolutely in a place of stress from so many levels, income level, language access, and everything. So this really feels like I'd love to hear what other factors, and I know not to speak to the administration, but what are factors other than death and mayhem makes it a priority for us. So on the council side, what can we do to bring it up? Is invest in something? Is it this? Is it making part of a certain plan or whatever it is? Because I think any resident of wants to hear, well, the road's going to be evaluated because we don't have a pedestrian fatality. But a pedestrian fatality across the interstate. The reality is, see an income difference in investment because I want which has a different color skin, a different income level, as investments they need, gets fed being put up because we all got the students and everything else at University of Maryland. But my residents, my income level community get that. And it feels way from the investment we see from SJ. I'm being honest with you all. And I need to go back. I did over and over again. Or Tom like it after 25 years, saying we're not doing anything. Rick Road's saying the reality is it's a state highway. Hope everyone knows that. It's a county road. And so I really feel passionate that Rick Road needs to be invested in. Already investing in it with purple lines in the intersection of University eggs. So that's really where I am.
Couple of comments. One is that we do actually have funding for crash prevention. We don't just chase crashes. We do have protective tools to be able to deal with crashes proactive as well. We do to balance that. The Pedestrian Safety Action Plan is identifying corridors from a list of 115 statewide, and Prince George's County does have the highest number of any of the counties statewide that in terms of the number of projects and the funding in that program. So are trying to make sure, get it from an equity perspective, from the fatality numbers, all that shows that this county should have projects. We are reflecting that with how many are here. But I know there's more to do. We did have a great meeting with the DOT to talk about per-line activity. We've got a much broader mapping to show all of the existing improvements that are included in the Purple Line project, what not included, but a part of master plans where it should expand. And we've mapped out with the county what we do have funded and what's not yet funded, so that the council and others in the county can help towards everything that's left that's not done, help us, because there's a lot of shared trails, sidewalks, all of it along the core, a few blocks away that aren't done. Those areas we have some funded, County War 410 are part of the wider connectivity look that are funded and are moved forward, but not everything is. So we asked through the meeting to help us with prioritization. You've brought up rigs. Every CTP since been administrator at State Highway. We did add funding for the sidewalks that I mentioned earlier, and we will go back and take a look at it to see if we can get it in the SAP there.
Thank you, and thank you all for being here. The Secretary, appreciate you. I just have a couple of comments, no questions. I just want to express my appreciation to Mr. Pines and Mr. Dunn, and of course, John Brown, who I'm dealing with as well, for their help with some of the revitalization efforts, OB, specifically the bridge improvements and the desk crosswalk. So I look forward to that being improved. I think you mentioned December timeframe, having crosswalk, the lights, and especially the safety features enhanced, because it is a very dangerous crosswalk. So thank you so much for your work on that. Also say thank you for work on 97. That's been a long, long time coming. And also Route 450 in Bowie as well. And also I noticed the cleaning going 301, so it looks good. And if there's any other issues or concerns that I've had, I called and you have to take care of. So just want to express my appreciation and for your continued partnership as we continue to improve with the one. I know Councilmember Blaine and I, we held a meeting, I guess this last year, almost 2 years ago. So we'll be looking forward to working with you, maybe get some updates on the report that we had last year. So thank you much.
Thank you. We're joined by Chair of our House Delegation, Delegate Williams. Turn it over to you.
Sorry, I was late. My this meeting a little over, so I don't know if this brought up earlier. Good to see you, Ms. Hines, Derek Gunn. One of my things I'm always going to talk about Purple Line, and so if we see the project come along, it is progressing nicely, and everyone is super excited about it. We'll be very eager to get potholes removed. This is completed on Expressway, going to Worth Avenue, anything else. There has come, and I think I've mentioned this previously, just concerns with some of the signaling in some of the area. I think we've had some conversations about the intersection of Expressway and 50, and there I get complaints from communities there in B Heights, Woodlawn, and Labor Hills, Nicolay is my district, but I'll hear from them at 47. It's about signaling come out of those neighborhoods, get onto 50, how that been very backed up because it just like it's off. And the worry is once Purple starts to come down that stretch of West Heights to Veterans Parkway, it's going to get worse. And so I know I've brought this up previously, just wondering this again, if you can really look at, because there's still complaints from our constituents kind of in that area about how bad the traffic backup is coming. And worry is it will get worse with the Purple Line trains. So to move through there, and also just concerned about, I know you're going to put in sidewalks, so you're looking at Worth Avenue, but just so concerned about just the pedestrian foot traffic for people on Worth Avenue, East West Highway, trying to get to some of the stations and things like that. And I just want to bring that to your attention. But really excited about the 210. I know it's all been a major really priority for the delegation in Annapolis, and so really thankful for all the work you guys have done with regards to the safety improvements, things like that, and it's the district and been very diligently over the years for some improvements. So I wanted to thank you for that. Those are kind of my questions and concerns. It's raised if they're already raised by God here. So.
Anything on the kind of
So
So we can absolutely take the signal timing. Every once in a while, we get a bad center or something that goes out and they can get off. I also, though, sometimes time for construction. So we'll have to just look and see if that was purposeful or it was an issue with the equipment. I would have to get to Holly to talk about signal timing prioritization with train operation. There is some in the consent contract. We do have a process to prioritize trains able to move smoothly. So maybe kick her for that part of the question. And then maybe I'll go to Eric. If there's anything you add on this, and all you know about.
Well, thank you, Mr. Hines. Understood the concern. The challenge has been the sequencing, the sensing at location, and then you staff the lack of capacity. Some of the signal technically leads have periodically at that location and tweak there and there, but to your point, it's just a change in location. Well, it's under per line operation, but we will back at them and ask just another so do whatever they can do, work with Holly's team well.
Yeah, absolutely. Follow up on a specific intersection, right? After their team take a look, and we can do during live operation. Yes, we do have a train signal pretty on the signals that we can. Although late trains move through them quickly, that they contain the headwinds that are promised and the speed for the rider. That's something I think we're going to continue to look at with highway. Those are a lot of intersections are for doing this such scale and area, and so I think it'll be a learning experience. We plan to work on that. Part of the test that we're doing over the coming year is looking at like how does it work? How does it work with the signals? Is everything working correctly? And we discover that the signal times really messed up, and we adjust those. So we anticipate that will be an ongoing conversation over the next couple of years where we have problem.
Mr. Gano's very well contacted many times about that. They've tweeted it, but I think a lot of it have to do with the construction. And that's we've kind of come to. It's still a full section for constituents and go through it as well and get clear. And so hopefully we can continue to work on that all together. And that.
It's also not common statewide. We have sort of different values, if you will, where some locales will want mainland corridors prioritized to have more seamless flow, and so that will be a little bit more punitive to the adjacent cross routes, and some want the opposite. And so we can tweak a little bit, but here the trying to optimize the service on the trains, that might be a little bit tough to balance that with neighborhoods. So open to continue dialogue as we work through that.
Yeah, on the construction piece again, we're getting closer to completing the major disruptive construction. So we're getting the testing. I'll get the specific schedule of that too, so you can take a look at it. I did want to know kind of the last question as well. Calvin Fisher, and the map that we referred to is on the line website. So I'll have a team follow up with everyone on the council so you can see what we're referring to, and I think it's helpful visualize in a way we haven't been able to previously.
Great, thank you. And lastly, I want to say I missed my driver's license earlier this year. And I was going to MV Largo just over a year ago. It was easy. The kiosks, I mean, it was such an easy process. I just placed it again like I was happy to go. I found it now 3 driver's licenses though. But yeah, great. So thank you for that. And then lastly, shameless plug to do this. We are launching a youth young job program. We're trying to get many young people in district how as possible between the ages of 15 and 25. We will have to partner with each agencies for internships. We have the resources to cover the salary. We just need quality placement. And so I love place between 5 and 10 people in your divisions, either starting anywhere throughout summer or making sense for you. So I will look forward with you, Matt, Secretary, your team for that.
That's perfect. And that is completely in alignment with our goals that determined to provide, really good pathways. And we are working through a number of different apprenticeship programs with this work development board as well. So I won't spend less time talking about it, but one of the things that I am passionate about is making public service something that next generation workforce is really excited about, right? And I think sometimes people think the Department of Transportation is only engineers or that's limited to certain skill sets. But the reality is we have so much opportunity available to us with all different programs across all of them. So love additional conversation, find right placement across all of our and just come to you and your parts for just bringing the program forward. It's really, really exciting.
Nice. Look forward to working with you.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. There are some members of the public who understand. I don't know if Mr. You wanted to provide any on.
Go ahead and some remarks half of county.
That'd be terrific.
Act Secretary, Bill, elected officials, and representatives, thank you for coming today to hear our concerns, priorities, transportation needs, and my name is Ken Stephen. I'm Deputy Administrative Officer, Government, Infrastructure, Technology, and Environment. Always rolls the tongue. On behalf of County Executive, the Honorable Aisha Braithwaite, one of the Prince George's County, to hear our priority input on the draft FY 2026-2031 Consolidated Transportation Program, and thank you to the County Council for hosting, that we one can unite. I also wanted to make sure that I thank the DWT team, Director Johnson, the Director O'Shea, Mr. Whiteberg, Stacey Small's team. Thank you so much for everything that you all have done. From partnership and collaboration standpoint, we extend our thanks to MDOT's strong coordination and partnership as we elevate George's County, particularly our litter beautification efforts. And I let the councilman him a little bit earlier, and I'm to thank much our partners here, Mr. Will Hines and Mr. Dick Gunn, so much for all that you've done in support of us. We appreciate MDOT's leadership, advocacy, and advancing rural commitments on critical grant programs like New Carroll Build and support for MBE. We appreciate MDOT's keen support of the BI Greenbelt project. This is a critical, much appreciated effort. Prince George's County has hit particularly hard federal action, both in physical initiatives workforce. So we do appreciate MDOT support as well. Understanding realities, investing in Prince George's County is one of the best investments. It's only necessary to benefit all of Maryland. We recommend the strong collaboration with HA on the Executive Strike Force Initiative, simplification again, and also appreciate any support that we get when it's such as state street lights that have been knocked down, and state programs as well. Really want to say thank you so much, and mentioned a few times earlier today regarding the amazing level of coordination in the opposition of the inclusion of the outside lanes. So thanks so much for that. And the measurable man achieving region census doing so. We recognize continued interest in the project and doing working together, ensuring it's the right one with an eye on equity, multimodality, transportation to manage, and of course transit. Rising tide lifts all boats. The important synergy of federal, state, county collaboration is essential. As far as road and pedestrian bicycle speeds, that was discussed quite earlier. Numbers of wakes and fatalities are going in the wrong direction, and they important share. Vision Zero, prioritizing safe system approach, 19 of 20 high injury work in the community are on state roads. We know and appreciate the accelerated investments in bike pedestrian project and just start. Pedestrian Safety Action Plan project or Maryland 650, MD410, MD02, MD13. Excellent program with increased funding, even more is it. And the rural road youth program, incremental safety improvements also about it. Turn to so is so necessarily needed. New approach will be required. When it comes to transit development, we end state collaboration on Blue Line Corridor, New Carrollton, Greenbelt, and State University Station. TIA is a cornerstone for growth. We urgently need the down large and the Blue Line Corridor added to state designated EOD list. We all need increased focus on stationary development around purple line stations. We know we'll discuss a bit. We advocate for a comprehensive multimodal network serving economic development and sustainability. TNT is transit. The Prince George's County Transit Transformation PCT through Transit Plan is now implementation. Zero transition 100% by 2025. Transform initiative. Service change in line with Momata Urban Network. 8 partner position for 6. Funded above be dedicated in line with the rate of fund. Regional transit, importance of us, county water city is critical. Address the model challenge via DM move. At the same time, truly understand the challenges of balancing competing needs. We are able to appreciate the state interest in advancing bus route transit in the county. We look forward to work together in advancing mode in course. We urge support to ensure stable and bus transit for the future. County priorities. It's critical to restore construction funding for medical center, drive interchange, a critical flag for down large and as linchpin to the entire blind core. We urge initiation of construction within the 6-year TP cycle. We request expedited progress on the MD 2010 interchange and look forward to continued coordination on the utilization of video regional funding. We appreciate the Maryland 2 bicycle pedestrian study. We certainly risk exit completion along the way to change at Maryland 4 and Sewell Parkway. We thank you for completing a phase of Baltimore Avenue, House Imperative and Progressive Advances 2 and US 1. County look forward to advancing our pretty letter list in the coming days and getting with your team on a new process further development and development is effectuate. To close, I want to reaffirm commitment and partnership for FY 2026 and 231 CTP and advanced cap program that recognizes the need to elevate Prince George's Estral to Maryland.
Thank you so much. And Councilman Hogue.
Yeah, turn those upside down. Forgot, but not going. Go from here. I had experience with Mr. Burroughs. I really go to the Beltsville MA. A little lost lady at the information I saw him pulled over terror of it. Pleasant, fit, so kudos to the MA. Bring up something I brought up last year. Governor's really focused on housing, and all are. And you're specifically on the Penn line. There is a Miracle Park Station park out. It's like 6.5 years with this county's master plan as possible public partner for mixed development. It's right to mixed development. We put in specifically for the purpose. So even your focus on Penn, there is a site that really ready to go. I've talked to Senator about this. I talked with Senator Watts about this. So I just want to break that out because last year the response was really, but we're focused on Penn. Yeah, I know you can chum and walk at the same time or take the train at the same time. So just if you would look at that, I think it's a really great opportunity, and the more housing we get, the sooner better. That's all I have to share.
Thanks for the comment. And enough, I spoke with Rose earlier today, and he suggested this might be an idea brought to the front. So I appreciate you, raising here today, and we can certainly take a look. I think we're really looking to expand the TIA practice, and it's growing our team. So we'll see about that opportunity. So appreciate it. All right, Mr. Chair, if with you, I'll move through the members of the public who are set up. We'll start with Cheryl.
Thank you, Dr. Terry, and County Council and members of the Rape Administration. Appreciate the opportunity to comment. I'll note that not all counties invite the public to provide comments. Just want to express my gratitude to Prince George's County for being inclusive. First, just want to pile on to the praise of MDOT working with the county to adopt, rethink how it was pushing through the express lanes. We're not really considering how we negatively impacting Prince George's and Maryland, and so we really want to thank the Brave Administration for that. We would thank Errol Wilson for his leadership on that, and we're really excited to move in a different direction. And we have submitted written comments on how we suggest looking at the position for the product and other things details. In terms of recommendations for how we to looking at CT, first we want to express our attitude for investing in WMATA and in transit service and the governor's support for that, and also the new transit plan for Georgia County. So we encourage, and also the line online, we encourage our continued commitment to improving transit and making these improvements in transit the operating capital. We also really want to express our support for the work of DOT and SAJ on complete streets and on the pedestrian safety action plan. I guess I've been in this a long time, and usually, pedestrian safety action plan, that's something for a little off on side in the basement, but it is for the center of the work of MDOT and SA, and I just really want to express my gratitude for that. We've all acknowledged Prince George faced challenges in terms of pedestrian safety and really traffic safe for drivers, people walking and bicycling, everyone faced tremendous challenges on George roadway and top list our state roadways. So we really want to express gratitude. We're very excited to move forward on a project you've mentioned, Maryland of 10, Maryland 14. We're very excited here that we're going to train back workshop on that, Maryland 201. We hope maybe we can Silver Road, Maryland 450 in the future. And we appreciate that AJ is looking at build deep projects. We want to continue to that and really look at the ways that could expedite actions to greatly enhance safety people moving out in the county. Next, we want to the less suites we want to ask MDOT and the to rethink high capacity expansion projects. There are a number that actually mentioned today. We actually think it'd be better to take an approach that looks at Maryland, so to look at reducing vehicle miles traveled and greenhouse gas emissions as a way to look prioritizing our highway investment and look less cost alternatives to roadway pass expansion, safe improvements, better commuter transit services, bus route transit, children management programs, and top of our list for of capacity, high capacity expansion projects we asked to rethought is the Medical Center interchange, especially with departure of commanders. We think that should really fully think the capacity project and really more holistically about something transoriented development to make this whole avenue core work and that would is just transit development, which means creating walkable, bikeable, connected environment. I think that we would actually elevate Central Ave Connect Trail and Bridge as part of that, and all expedite the design of Maryland 14 as a complete kind of the leading intervention to create a great walk connected blue line corridor. We also are concerned about, we would like to do rethink of all interchanges, great separate interchanges, Maryland 210. We appreciate the advancement of shared use path related to that. And lastly, I just like to, as we're coming up, want to express our support for DOT efforts to improve the Chapter 30 project prioritization process, and we are hopeful that will yield more results for more effective transportation investments for Prince George and for the state of Maryland. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Next is Ms. Bristol.
My name is Barb Sofa and Chair of Citizens Against Beltway Expansion, and I want to thank County Council, especially Councilmember Olson, as well as the County Executive and her staff for leading the fight against Virginia's outside expressing proposals. I also want to thank the Maryland Department of Transportation for supporting George County in the efforts to block the toll lanes. While VDOT's plan to address congestion was harmful, it would not have solved congestion. There are alternatives to explore. Near-term, medium-term alternatives could include piloting bus and HOV lanes on the right-of-way, expanding commuter incentive, and studying alternative managed lane strategies that provide incentives for carpools and buses without widening the highway. Long-term solutions include metro rail or advanced bus rapid transit-oriented development in communities in that corridor. Based on our public comments, VDOT plans to ask the TPP to consider the Southside Express lanes next year. Now is the time to begin a discussion about real solutions for that corridor. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next up, Ms. Janet Dunkel.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm a resident of the city of Greenbelt in Maryland, and I am speaking on behalf of the Prince George's County Sierra Club. And first, I want to thank the Maryland Department of Transportation, the Prince George's County Council, and the county executive for hearing concerns about the Southside project and for voting to exclude this project from the regional long-range plan at the October 15th meeting of the Transportation Planning Board. And so moving forward, we need to work together to explore possible solutions to improve mobility and to address congestion in a sustainable way. So today, on behalf of the Prince George County Sierra Club, I urge you to study near-term and medium-term solutions such as piloting bus and HOV lane on the existing right-of-ways and expanding commuter incentives for carpool and bus. And I also urge you to study long-term solutions, including metro rail expansion across the Wilson Bridge and bus rapid transit, as well as transit-oriented development in the George communities along the corridor. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Mr. Nicholas Ork.
There we go. Good afternoon and welcome to our guest from MDOT. My name is Nicholas Ork. I'm a resident of Riverdale. At some point, we need to get away from depending on automobile for personal transportation. We can't keep on polluting our air and water and destroying our land to build ever more highways. Thankfully, the South Side project is off the table, at least for now. I'd like to discuss something too often doesn't get enough attention, and that is transit buses. A public transit system is not complete without the support of a reliable, low-bus network to connect everything together. The unpleasant thing about riding the bus is not riding, but the waiting the bus. The metro bus schedule is the frequency is at least every half hour. That's a great improvement. There is still the problem that the bus may not show up sometimes, but at least the wait for the next one is not as long. The transportation budget is tight. We all know that. So you should ask your state legislators to support the Maryland Beverage Container Recycling and Litter Reduction Program, better known as the BOB bill, to reduce the considerable cost collecting roadside litter. I know you got to spend quite a bit of money on that. By the way, why did Mark use diesel locomotives on electrified line when electric locomotives are cleaner, more efficient, and more reliable, and they perform much better? Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm sure Mr. Arnold will be available after unless you want to provide everyone's note. No, thank you so much for your question and comment. Rounding us out this afternoon, Ms. Bill Orleans.
I made several comments today about the positive sentiment vote that played at TV a couple weeks ago. I agree with Soulful's work. That's only a temporary thing. Their intent is to return, and I think Maryland's response for another and expectation that it will be yes. Requires that Maryland be explicit. Secretary Office, Secretary's Office, the General Assembly. Maryland will not welcome Trans-Urban and its public-private partnership with Virginia into Maryland. Maryland has have better plans. I think the State Department of Transportation, with Stewart County, should aggressively begin immediately with a plan for extension of the Pearl Line south and east from Carrollton Station, as originally conceived many years ago, completely circumferential to the partnering Northern Virginia. And while I might prefer heavy rail over Wilson Ridge, I'd be happy to height rail over Wilson Ridge, and a completely circumferential rail line would serve purpose, getting people out of their cars and utilizing the train space on will appropriate. Very quickly, another couple of things. The ballpark in Prince George's County. It's an early Baltimore Orioles team. Not being modest or bus initiative, the county owned, recently adopted, although I remain convinced that it was not fully adopted, and I believe federal requires it to be fully adopted for it to be in effect. But notwithstanding transition plan by county, you can't get to the ballpark by bus. The bus stop is a quarter to a half mile away, and I know that fits the Maryland road safety desires. Have folks also crossing the one to get to the ballpark. There ought to be a way of getting to the ballpark on public bus. I look for the State Department of Transportation with the key to bring it about. Lastly, I don't know who will Mr. Rogers do so. The enabling legislation creating the suburban entity years ago allowed for the commission to public forum on transit issues. It's quite a number of years of successful finding for the commission finally to schedule such forum. It did so a couple years before COVID occurred. They're not represented from not pretty well attended members of the but I did that with lack notice, and then you elected. There's no WTC forum since COVID, and it's time for it scheduled forum to the public come and ask questions appropriate authorities about transit in Washington Suburban District. So whomever is responsible, Director Mr. Rogers, do so. I would look forward to that occur. Thank you.
Thanks so much. That concludes the I don't know if there's anyone else who wishes to present. We value all the kind of feedback input.
So I want to acknowledge we've been joined by our county executive staff. Laura, keep being here. Not to put you on the spot.
I open the door.
Hi. Welcome, Madam Secretary. The last time we were together was at the airport. My role as commissioner for Madam CEO Griffin's Aviation Commission. So I heard you're in town. We're really grateful that you're in the best county with best county executive and delegation that you've seen statewide. My colleague CAO Stevens within the entire team. So I just want to welcome you and of course my beautiful friend assistant secretary Joanna Green. I just want to come hi. Well, thanks to all of our residents. We need your voices. Thank you so much for being part of the process. Welcome to Prince George's County.
Thanks so much everyone for the hot chat. Concludes our presentation. There's no further comment. Thank you all for coming today.
Thank you. That question will be pushed to another day.
All right.